Trace, thanks so much. Right now, we are less than an hour away from a very highly anticipated court hearing that's going to take place in Orlando. A judge with a difficult decision. Should he send an Ohio runaway back to Ohio or let her stay in Florida? Rifka Beiri left home last month, got on a bus, went down to Florida. She says she fears her Muslim father will kill her because she converted to Christianity. But her family claims she has no reason to feel threatened, and cops say there's no evidence she does. So what options does this judge have? Our legal panel today, family law attorney Sharon Lyko and Florida trial attorney Chip Merlin. Good to see both of you.
Good afternoon.
So, Chip, you first because you're in Florida. This is a very tough call for this judge, and in my opinion, legally, there are other options other than letting her stay. She could get a restraining order in Ohio. Child Protective Services could keep an eye on her there. But this judge has to decide, is there a legal basis to let her stay in Florida, a state she had no connection to?
Well, probably in this case not, because without the parents' consent in the state of Florida, it's illegal to harbor a runaway teenager in your own home. And before the judge, he's merely going to take a look at whether or not she should be returned to Ohio to the parents or to another agency in Ohio for safekeeping, and let the Ohio courts determine what's going to happen with the child.
Now, Sharon, let me bring you in because she was online and in contact with a reverend and his wife down in Florida. She called on the bus. They took her in. They did, quote, harbor her. I don't know if potentially the parents could push for kidnapping charges in this case. It's so complicated. But listen to the reverend and tell me what you think legally the court will do. Listen to this.
You could see the fear and terror in her, especially when she was on court on, when was it, Monday. I mean, she was just trembling, the poor girl. I mean, it would just bring tears to your eyes, just seeing the fright and just terror over her.
The Global Revolution Church, that's who she turned to on her way to Florida, where she is now. What do you think this judge will do?
Well, I don't think that what the preacher did, whether he's harboring a fugitive or a minor, really is the issue. The issue is whether or not this kid is in imminent danger. The states, Florida and Ohio, have to decide which state really needs to hear this, and it's an Ohio case. But Florida can assume what they call temporary jurisdiction because it's an emergency. The judge has to make sure the kid is safe. And if she's in the care of foster parents or somebody while she's in Florida, that's fine. But the Florida judge isn't going to be the ultimate decision maker. But he's talking to the judge in Ohio. He wants to make sure that if he sends her back to Ohio, that she's going to be in a safe environment. He's not just going to dump her into a den of
once she leaves, Sharon,
crazies.
He loses jurisdiction. Chip, the judge has to decide if she's in imminent danger. The police in Ohio say there's no evidence of any threats. There's some reports she told people she was afraid of her father. We know honor killings take place. So how does the judge predict, and what are the options for an Ohio court even to get involved at this point now that the action's been brought in Florida?
Well, Florida's already signed on, just like most of the states of the union, into an act that is going to allow the Ohio courts to determine this, because this is where the child's home state is, and that's where she left. So the first thing is what needs to happen to safeguard the child right now, and he's probably going to keep her in the custody of the agency in the state of Florida and then have her transferred up to Ohio with an agency up there and let the Ohio judge determine whether or not she should go back to the parents or not.
What are the parents' rights in this case, Chip, in Florida? Before I let you go, I'm a Florida attorney and I was a guardian ad litem. Someone will be appointed to represent her, but what about her parents? Can they plead to this court, let our daughter come home, and is that an open and shut argument?
That's a great point. And as a matter of fact, there is an attorney that's appointed by the court for the parents already, as well as a guardian ad litem for the adolescent. And in this case, the attorney for the parents has already indicated that the parents have not given consent for the daughter to be in the state of Florida. They want her returned, and that the allegations of the adolescent are fabricated. The courts probably, with that type of indication,
I'm so sorry, Sharon Lyko and Chip Merlin. I have to go. We're out of time, but we're going to watch this case. We expect the court to hear it in the next hour. Keep it on Fox for the very latest details. Thanks to both of you.